Alrighty. So we have Bartosz Fabinski versus Gerald Meerschaert. Right, so Gerald, he's 2-5 in his last seven. He's had a tough run. He's faced pretty decent competition. But yeah, not a great look. So this stand up for these guys, I'm not going to go too much in depth into it because Fabinski pretty much he's just constantly looking for takedowns on the feet. Like he's only striking to set up his takedowns. For Gerald Meerschaert, he actually has decent stand-up, so yeah, you got to give it to him. And he's southpaw, he throws a nice 1-2. Meerschaert just wins by default pretty much on the feet. So in the grappling, where I expect most of this fight to be played out, for Fabinski, he's definitely looking for control over damage. He's looking to get you down, and then once he has you down, he's looking to control you on the mat. For Gerald Meerschaert, he is more submission based, and he's looking for the submission mostly, and he will sometimes favor the submission over control. And yeah, he can in turn get his guard passed pretty easily. Say if he's trying to lock up a submission on bottom, or he's working on something on bottom, his guard can be passed quite easily. So for Fabinski, the way he gets opponents down, he's got a nice single leg entry, and then he'll drive you to the fence, and then he'll look to get on the hips, and then, sweep your legs from there. He is open for guillotines and like Travis Brown elbows when he's stalling with his head on the outside, when he's trying to complete that double leg on the fence. And, Meerschaert, he is a black belt Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. 75% of his wins, I think, have come by submission. And he's had 50 fights nearly. And Fabinski, he's had 4 losses, and 3 of those losses are by submission. So, he's playing with fire there because he doesn't give himself too many backup plans if his grappling game isn't working. And also, Gerald Meerschaert, he does go for that guillotine trap, like when the opponent's posture is broken. So say if he stuffs a takedown of Fabinski, he'll definitely go for either the guillotine, sit down into it, or roll into a Dast choke after he has that grip there. So it is dangerous what Fabinski's game plan is, and so he's just playing with fire there. When Fabinski does get his opponent down, and he does get in top position, he looks to triangulate the legs to take away the get-up posts. For Meerschaert, he actually does have nice sweeps from half guard. So if you're sitting in his half guard, he will look to sweep. And Fabinski isn't a huge ground and pound guy, so he'll give Meerschaert time to set up his sweeps and time to, control the wrist from bottom. And when Meerschaert does get on top, he is very heavy, and he has probably, he's heavy on top, and he will look for big man submissions on top, like the arm triangle, Americana, Kimura, stuff like that. So how these guys win their fights, Fabinski has, good takedowns, and he has good cardio, good grappling cardio to back that up. He can, keep a pace, he can keep on going for takedowns. Even if you get up, he's going to keep trying to get you to the mat, and he can do that for about 15 minutes. So yeah, it's pretty impressive. He definitely has a cardio advantage here against Gerald Meerschaert. Gerald, does slow a little bit in fights, especially grappling heavy fights. But Gerald, one thing he does have is very good reversals, so you expect him to hit a few here, with Fabinski likely going to his wrestling. Alright, so how these guys lose their fights. So Fabinski, he has 0 striking threat. There's no reason to fear him on the feet. He's very one-dimensional. He only goes to his wrestling, and if that doesn't work, then he's fucked. So for Gerald Meerschaert, he has poor takedown defense. He doesn't really, I don't know if he cares that much. He seems to like playing with his back, but, in turn, judges don't love that style, and judges don't seem to like him because he's been on the wrong end of a few, very close to, or, a few decisions that I thought he probably should have won. So, conclusion, judges probably don't like his style. That type of, his body language isn't great. He is a little too comfortable off his back. So yeah, I don't think the judges love that. So also his chin, not 100% sure where that's at the moment. Seems to be hurting quite a bit recently. Highness dropped him, finished him. Hamzat one punched him. Holland hurt him a fair bit, I think. Who else? He's been hurt quite a fair bit recently, especially late in fights. And early too, getting caught cold. But yeah, let's go on to the path to victory for these two. So for Fabinski, obviously get the wrestling going. Single leg, since Meerschaert is southpaw, you can go for that single leg at distance and then drive him to the fence, and then, don't stall there for too long. Look to sweep the legs pretty early, or even just finish the single leg by running the pipe, or just switching to a high single and lifting or whatever. Just don't stall. Don't let him get the guillotine grip. Also, just focus on maintaining top control, not damage per se. Just look to stay on top, win points. Make sure you're not taking too much damage from Meerschaert on bottom, from elbows and whatnot, submission attempts. But just, make sure you stay in top position and just try to be aware of the reversals. Alright, so for Meerschaert, if you get taken down, look to reverse. Look for uppercuts and knees as he comes crashing forward, because he's obviously going to be shooting. There's no secret there. Also, just the guillotine attempts on the entries, I don't mind that. Even just as a trap, but if you want to commit to it, if you feel like it's locked in, then 100% go for it. I have good faith in his reversals. I believe he'll be able to reverse Fabinski quite a bit in this one. Alright, so how I see this fight going. So I think Fabinski will be winning until he eventually gets caught, or inevitably gets caught in a submission. Fabinski's game plan is going to be the same as it always is: pressure, clinch, shoot. That's what you can expect with Fabinski. In this matchup, he's going to have to be in Meerschaert's guard for 15 minutes or less, which is a long time, for Gerald to work his submissions, work his reversals, get on top, and then work his submissions from top, or his ground and pound. I don't like how quick Fabinski taps when he's in submission attempts. Seems to tap very quickly. Seems like he might have a little bit of, flakiness, or gets a bit panicky when he's facing adversity in the grappling situations, when he's, feels like he's going to get choked out. But yeah, he taps very quick. I think, there was one, it was like a triangle or something. He tapped very quickly. Can't remember. But, yeah. Oh, it was the most recent fight, I think. Munoz. He tapped very quickly to a triangle. Or an armbar. I'm not 100%. I think it was a triangle. But, yeah. He tapped very quick. And I didn't love that. Alright, so I capped this fight at, I think Meerschaert should be a slight favourite. Probably about 51 to 55% as a favourite. So I think him as a dog is a fine bet. I just don't trust Fabinski. Yeah, I had to look back on it, and it was an armbar, which is fair enough. If those are locked in, then you tap very quick, but still, just the other times he's got tapped as well, they were very quick. I just think Meerschaert's going to tap him out here again. So that's the prediction. I think Meerschaert by sub.